Hello, everyone. I'm Chin Mei Jun from number 3 Vocational Technical School of Nanning. Welcome to this mini lecture. In the previous sessions, we have learned about the basic concepts and characteristics of the Windows Server system and have mastered the installation process of Windows Server 2016. In this lesson, we will study another commonly used network operating system, Linux. This mini lecture is divided into two main parts: understanding the Linux system and installing CentOS 7 system. The teaching objectives of this mini lecture are 1. Understand the basic concepts, characteristics, and advantages of the Linux system. 2. Master the installation process of CentOS 7 system. First, let's get acquainted with the Linux system. Linux is a free and open-source Unix-like operating system. It is a multi-user, multitasking, and supports multi-threading and multi-CPU operations based on PESIX and Unix standards. Linux can run major Unix tool software, applications, and network protocols, supporting both 32-bit and 64-bit hardware. The Linux kernel was designed by Linus Torvalds during his studies at the University of Helsinki out of personal interest. It inherits Unix's core networking design philosophy and is known for its stable performance as a multi-user network operating system. The main characteristics of Linux system include 1. Open source. The source code of Linux system is publicly accessible, allowing users to freely obtain, modify, and distribute it. 2. Multi-user, multitasking. Linux system supports multiple users simultaneously online, each capable of running multiple tasks independently. 3. Strong networking capabilities. Linux system inherits Unix's core networking design philosophy, providing powerful networking capabilities. 4. High stability. Linux system has achieved high stability and reliability through long-term development and optimization. Current mainstream Linux distributions include CentOS and Ubuntu, among others. In this lesson, we will demonstrate the installation process using CentOS 7 system as an example. Before starting the installation, we need to ensure that the computer hardware meets the installation requirements of the Linux system and have the installation media, ISO image file, ready. For this practical training, we will create a virtual machine to install CentOS 7 system using VMware software. First, double-click to launch the VMware virtualization software. The interface you see now is the virtual machine operating platform. Next, we'll create a new virtual machine. Before proceeding, create a folder named CentOS 7 on your computer to store the virtual machine. Back in the VMware software, click on Create a new virtual machine. Follow the wizard prompts to complete the virtual machine creation. Choose Typical, Recommended, and continue by clicking Next. Under Install the operating system later, select this option for the installation source. For the guest operating system selection, choose Linux, and then select CentOS 7 as the version. Proceed by clicking Next. For the virtual machine's save location, choose the CentOS 7 folder created earlier and click Next. Choose the default disk size of 20 GB and select Store Virtual Disk as a single file. Continue by clicking Next. Next, you can click on a Customize Hardware to configure the virtual machine's hardware resources. Choose the default configuration here, then click Finish in the virtual machine wizard to complete the creation of the virtual machine in VMware. Next, click on Edit Virtual Machine Settings, find the CD or DVD virtual drive, and make sure the device status is set to Connect at Power On. Below, choose to use an ISO image file for installing the system. Click Browse to locate the ISO image file prepared earlier, and then click OK to start the virtual machine. Press Enter to enter the installation program. You can select Chinese from the language type drop-down in the installation wizard. Next, in the installation summary, we only need to make software selection and confirm the installation location. Firstly, for software selection, choose to install the HA server with GUI for operating network infrastructure services. Secondly, for the installation destination, select the default 20 GB disk space, and then we can proceed with the installation. While waiting for the installation to complete, we'll need to set the root password and create a user. For the root password, it's recommended to use a strong combination of letters, numbers, and special characters. Next, let's create a regular user named 123. After creating the virtual machine, we patiently wait for the installation to complete. Now that the system installation has finished, click on Restart. Before entering the system, we need to accept the license agreement and configure the network. Select I agree to the license agreement, and for network configuration, simply toggle the switch on the right to allow the system to automatically configure the network settings. Log in using the user 123 that we created earlier, enter the password, and after setting up system language and other services, we have successfully completed the installation of CentOS 7 system. In this lesson, we covered the basic concepts, characteristics, and advantages of the Linux system, and provided a detailed explanation of the installation process for Linux system. By studying the content of this lesson, you should now have a deeper understanding of the Linux system and have mastered the installation method of CentOS 7 system. I encourage you to practice hands-on activities after class to further deepen your understanding and mastery of the Linux system. Furthermore, I hope you will continue to stay updated on developments in the field of computer networking and continually improve your professional skills. Finally, to reinforce what you have learned, I have prepared some exercises for you to complete after class. I hope each of you will diligently complete them and internalize what you have learned. That concludes this mini lecture. Thank you, everyone.